Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel. So we are covering in this videos about the Angular complete course we are learning. So in this video we will see about the component life cycles, remaining component life cycles, what is present. In the previous video we have seen ng on init, ng on changes and also the constructor. So when these all three life cycle hooks will be executed, and we have seen more on ng on changes how we can do with an example we have seen. Now we will see remaining life cycle hooks. So here if we go here, if we see here we have seen ng on changes, ng on init we have seen, right? So now we will check ng do check. So what is this ng do check? Ng do check will check whenever the property or template or anything changes in the component, whenever any changes occurs in the component, ng do check will execute. So ng do check will execute all the time. So wherever any minute changes occur in the component, it will execute immediately. So if you are trying to write any code in this ng do check, please think twice. Why? Because it will affect your performance issue. So now we will check this ng do check. Ng do. So now in order to implement the ng do check, what we have to do is we have to implement an interface, do check interface. So this will be imported from the Angular core. Okay. Now here what immediately ng do check we can implement this ng do check method. Now we will write console.log ng do check called. Okay. Now we will see how many times this ng do check will be called, and also we will see how this one will be executed. So if we go here and if we check here the output, if we check here the output, so immediately if I refresh this one, so now we will be able to see here constructor call, ng on changes call, immediately ng on init call. Now here see ng do check call, so it is checking that whether any changes occurred or not. So again what is saying, again it is calling the ng do check immediately. If you see here, again it is calling that ng do check. Okay, now if I click on anything, again this ng do check will be called. So any action that is performed in this thing, so immediately it will check the ng do check will be called immediately. So any action, so any event or any action, for example, so if you do anything, so change name, again ng do check will be called. So any button clicked or anything happened, ng do check will be immediately called. So whether I need to do any variable updated, if you want to do any manipulations or anything manually, if you want to do any manipulation or things, so ng do check will be called. So please do remember that about this ng do check. Why? Because it will be called for every action, for every event, ng do check will be called. So if you are doing any looping and all those things in this ng do check means, so you need to think twice of the performance issue. Okay, so that is ng do check. Now you understood about this ng do check. Now we will go to this ng after content init. So ng after content init, what it will happen is, so whenever this content, so whatever the content placed here in between this component is there, right? P username, this one, whenever this component is placed in the what we can say in this user, so here in ng content, so it is placed in this ng content. After placing this one, ng after content init will be initialized. So ng after content initialization, so after content is initialized only, so then it will be executed. So now when we want to do this one, we need to import an interface after content init. Okay, so this one will be the interface. So here automatically what you can do is ng after content init. So this is the method, and you can write console.log after content init called or something like this. Okay, so now if we try to execute the output, what could be the output? Here you will be getting immediately, it will be refreshed, and here you will be able to see that constructor is called, ng on change is called, ng on init called, do check is checking again. So now after content init is called. See, so do check and after content. So this one will be executed only once. Okay, you need to remember that one. If I click here also, you will be having, see, ng on changes called. Why? Because name has been changed, so that is the reason ng on changes called, ng do check called. So ng after content it will be called only for the first time. Now you will be having another method, that is nothing but what we can say is ng after content check. So this one will be called whenever any changes occurs in the component. If any changes occurs in the component or anything, so immediately ng after content checked will be called. So for example, if I go here and if I do after content checked, Okay, here I can go and here ng after content checked. Okay, if I do here and if I do console.log, so we will check this one will be called after content checked called, something like this I am using. Okay, so don't think of the spelling things and all those things, just we need to know the concept of how it is executing. So now it is refreshing. Immediately what it will do is constructor called ng on changes on init do check. So now after content init called, so again this one is calling after content check call, this is calling. So that means content checking, it is checking. So when the ng2 check call, again it is checking that content, whether any content is updated or not, it is checking. So if I click here, immediately after content check key call is executing. See, so it is checking that whether any content is whether any content is updated or not, it's trying to check. Okay, after ng do check and ng content check is the one and the same only, but here ng content change and anything, so means you will be using this ng content check called. Ng do check means it will check in the component any property or anything is changed, so it will be calling. So this is the concept. And now what I can do is, another one is ng after view init and ng after view check. So this is also the same concept, so we will use it directly, both the things. So you will be having implementation of this one after view init and also after view checked. So these are the three interfaces. Now here I can directly write ng after view init. So this one will be called console.log after view init call, and you can write ng we have used that interface or not? Oh, we are using the same time, right? After view checked. So these are all the things, remember that these are all the things imported from the Angular core only. So now if you go here and if you implement ng after view checked here, and if I write console.log after view checked called. Okay, so now this ng after view unit will when it will be called is when this component user component.ts means user component.html content the view file, the template file, if it is rendered after completion of the successfully rendering, this method will be called. And this method will be called is whenever any changes occurs in the view, so this method will be called automatically. Now we will try to check the output here. So if I try to refresh this one, so it is trying to refresh. So now here you will be able to see constructor ng on changes, ng on init is called, ng do check is called, after content check is that. Now here you will be able to see that after view unit is called, see, and also after view checked is called. So after view unit is called is also executed only once only, when initializing of the view only it will be executed. After view checked call will be always called. So ng do check after content check after view check, see. So you need to remember that ng do check after content check after view check, every time it will be called whenever there is any changes in the content or any property or any view anything is changed or anything missed. So these three things will be called. So these initializations will be called only one time when the component is initialized. Okay, so now we will go to the last thing. So these are all the methods, these are all the life cycle hooks present in the Angular. The last one will be the ng on destroy. So when this one will be called is whenever then when the component is getting destroyed, so when the component is getting deleted, this ng on destroy will be called. So let's see when this one will be called. So here we will be implementing same thing on destroy. So this one will be having life cycle hook of on destroy. So what I will try to do is ng on destroy. Okay, so now I can do console.log destroy called. Okay, something like this I am using destroy called. Okay, now when I can delete this component means, for example, I can go to the users component. Here I will keep a button. Okay, I will keep something like class is equal to btn hyphen danger, and here delete component. So I am deleting the component here. So here I will write on click. Okay, on delete component or something like this. So just one method I am using. So here I will go copy this method, and here I will go, and where is this user's component? Is, yeah. So here you are having, I will implement this one. So when we can delete this component, at first we are having only one use in the user list, only one name is there, right? So that means only one component app user is creating. So let's remove that thing, automatically that component will be deleted. So now I can remove this one as I make it as an empty. So that therefore the component will be deleted. So we'll check whether the component will be deleted or not. So here is the thing. So now immediately when it executed, one component is the username Leela came, app-user one component came, and automatically all the things has been executed. Okay. Now what I will try to do is, so just I will try to click on the change name, so that the input property name will be changed. So what are the things executed is immediately ng on changes called, fine, ng do check called, ng content change after view check called. So fine. Now when I click again on this button, what will happen? Ng on changes will not fire. Why? Because already ng on changes has been fired. So that means Leela to hi Leela has been changed. So now I am not changing anything. So that is the reason it will not change. But ng after unit, these all things will be called. Okay. If you see here, ng do check, ng content check, ng view check, these all things is calling whether any changes occurred or not, it is trying to check. Okay. So ng on changes will not call again. Why? Because we are not changing any input variable again. So that is the reason ng on changes is not calling. Now I am trying to delete this component. Okay. When I am trying to delete this component, see immediately when deleting this component, before executing this on destroy method only, after executing this on destroy method, then this component will be deleted. So if I click on delete, here see, we will be able to see that destroy is called. So that means the on destroy method upon calling on destroy method, after the destroy method called only, the component is deleted. So that is how these all the life cycle hooks in the component will work. These all life cycle hooks will be present in all the components. So in any Angular component, you will be having these all the Angular hooks. Okay. So the on destroy means, so when you will be using this ng on destroy means, whenever you want to clean any variables or whenever you want to do any cleaning or purpose and all those things before deleting this component, you can use this on ng on destroy. Okay. Something like you will be able to see that a class constructor and destructor will be there, right? In the same scenario, constructor and ng on destroy. This is the concept. This is the total complete life cycle hooks, how the life cycle hooks executes each by each. I have explained you through the practical example. Okay. This is how the life cycle hooks works in the Angular. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.